Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 12th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. We got the Google spam update heating up, Google saying and then detracting that the open web is declining. We have some updates for Google AI mode. Google updated its quality raters guidelines. Google Ads AI Max is now rolling out to everyone, and much more, so definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb is an all-in-one strategic SEO software. Step into the light and own the Gen AI search frontier. Here's a 40-second clip on this new Gen AI intelligence tool from SimilarWeb. Please check them out, and here's the clip.
If your brand isn't visible in Gen AI, you're handing the opportunity straight to your competitors. But how do you see if you're showing up? Do you even know the right metrics to track? It's time to get clarity. It's time to shine a light on your Gen AI performance. With SimilarWeb, track your brand visibility so you can really understand your presence and see your actual competitors, what your audience is asking, and what Gen AI says about you. But visibility is only half of the picture. What about traffic? We got you. Analyze the Gen AI traffic for any competitor and see the pages getting visits. Shine a light on the full Gen AI picture to start winning in this new era of search. Learn more at similarweb.com.
Okay, so let's get into it. The Google August 2025 spam update still rolling out. It started on August 26th. Google said it would take about a few weeks to roll out, so we're pretty much about there. And it seemed to spike once right after it actually was announced, so August 27th. We saw a lot of volatility related to this. A lot of people started to notice their sites were hit. And then another big spike happened around, I don't know, September 9th or so. And it seems to be pretty heated. There are some tools that are having problems tracking. Maybe I might report about it over the weekend. We'll see what falls out with that. So keep that in mind, keep an eye out. But overall, this spam update seems to be very, very heated. In fact, it seems to be affecting more sites than a general spam update, at least historically. So it seems like a big one, and hopefully you guys are doing okay with it. But there are a lot of tools reporting significant volatility this week and also when it first launched earlier on. So this was fun. A new court document that was spotted by Jason Kent went ahead and noticed that Google wrote in there, and I quote, "The fact is that today the open web is already in rapid decline." Everybody's like, well, Google said the web is thriving. Like Nick Fox said the web is thriving a few months ago, and Sundar Pichai said the web publishing is not dying just a few months ago. So this is counter and completely opposite of what Google said, or their executives are saying to reporters. And now we have a court document saying the web is declining. So then after I reported about this, Dan Taylor, the Google Ads VP, basically said in the preceding sentence, it's clear that Google's referring to open web display advertising, not the open web as a whole. As you know, ad budgets follow where users spend time and marketers see results, increasingly in places like connected TV, retail media, and more. In my opinion, it doesn't change anything. It just doesn't change anything. The web seems to be declining. Who cares if it's ad revenue, ad web, or display ad web? It's the web in general is declining. So then a few days later, Google's lawyers updated the document, and they basically added the term advertising. Let me quote you. It says, in memorandum, Google, in a handful of instances, used shorthand phrases open web when referring to open web display advertising. So they went ahead and changed those things in the document. Again, I think this means nothing. I think every publisher is noticing this. So for Google to say it and then to retract it, it just, whatever. It's just a very Google thing to do. And then over the weekend, they reported that Google's AI mode may become the default for Google search soon. And this is based on Google's lead product manager for Google DeepMind and AI stuff, Logan, who basically said, in response to somebody asking, you should bring this out to be the default of Google search, and he said soon. And then I'm like, all right, tons of people messaged me, said you have to cover this. I covered it. And then what happened was that he didn't mean soon. He didn't mean it's becoming the default. He basically meant that it'll be more accessible soon in more ways. So Google came out with a URL, google.com/AI, and basically told us not to read into this statement. It's basically Google's not going to be making AI mode the default for Google search soon, and don't look into it too much. So that's another thing that Google said that they had to retract. And next, Google AI mode announced that they are now supporting languages beyond English. They now support Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, and of course English. So now Google's AI mode is available in more locations. 180 countries and territories, and also now those different languages. So it's pretty interesting to see. Google is expanding AI mode very, very quickly, very rapidly, because it is the future of Google search. Default? I don't know. We'll see. And then Google's AI mode is now being shown in some autocomplete search suggestions as a test. This is spotted by Navin. Here's a screenshot of it showing like in this Google search suggestions AI mode. When you click on that, it'll take you directly into AI mode, making it more accessible in other places. Google has updated its search quality raters guidelines yesterday around 3 p.m. Eastern. They added some sections around AI overviews and how the raters should actually rate those AI overviews. And 2, they added a new section around YMYL definitions and talking about various things around YMYL definitions and putting in government into the society section as well. There are not a huge number of changes. I documented most of the changes that I saw on the Search Engine Roundtable and Search Engine Land, so definitely take a look at that. Google Search Console has deprecated 6 structured data types from being a tool that they actually track. So the rich results testing tool, the rich result reporting tool, and the Search Console search appearance features are going to remove those 6 deprecated structured data. Google actually had 7 deprecated structured data that they announced a few months ago, which include book actions, but book actions is not being announced here. So Google's getting rid of course info, claim reviews, estimated salary, learning video, special announcements, and vehicle listings from Search Console's tools. So keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to report that. If you want to export it, you can. The API will get rid of it a little bit later, I think sometime in November and December. John Mueller said if it was him personally, he would stick with a traditional TLD, even if it means adding hyphens to your domain name. He says don't go with one of these like cheaper TLDs because they could be overrun by spam, and generally sometimes that could be an issue for Google search quality and people might not trust it. So keep that in mind. That's his personal opinion on that. Google Ads is now rolling out AI Max for all advertisers if they want in beta. You can now access it. Google said it will be coming in Q3, and it's Q3 and it's here. So now anybody can actually access that. With that, also there's new text guidelines, a new feature to help you create even more brand safe creatives, steering Google AI to create high performing text ads. There's also these like up to term exclusions, up to 25 exact words or phrases if you want to exclude those. And a total of 40 restrictions per campaign with that. Google Merchant Center added a bunch of new AI-powered insights to help you go ahead and manage those ads in Google Merchant Center. So a lot of new features there as well. Asset Studio was upgraded. Campaign budget expansions were also upgraded, and a bunch of other things in there. So definitely take a look at that. A lot of new ad features have been released. Also, not announced, Google is testing promotion mode and campaign total budgets plus more. So now, according to Yash, basically posted on LinkedIn, unlike seasonal adjustments, there's new like smart biddings that kind of really take over your campaigns. There's new campaign total budgets. You can set your fixed spend for 3 to 90 days, and promotion mode, which can ramp up spend faster and prioritize volume over strict efficiency in the 3 to 14 day period. This really gets you a way to actually go ahead and expand and reach your budget faster if you have a budget you want to use up. Also at Google Ads, AI Max features, there's new metrics. There's something called expanded matches and expanded landing pages. This is spotted by Alex. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the real name, but I just find there on LinkedIn, where this shows the total, the expanded match shows the total traffic from broad match, keyword created by AI Max for search campaigns based on keywords you've added. Plus AI Max, the expanded landing page metric shows the total traffic from search queries that match because of your landing page assets outside of your keywords. So new metrics there that help you actually perform with your AI Max campaigns. And then Google Ads announced that they're able to connect your metrics across apps and web in one new merging and bridging that gap over there. So definitely take a look at that if you're doing app advertising, web advertising together. It'll help you manage that. And then Google's testing ads with search refinements in the carousel. When you swipe through this, it will say, do you want to fine tune your search? Do you want to search specific products? And do you want to specify your search? I don't think clicking on these actually generate any ad clicks. This is spotted by Sachin Patel. Here's a screenshot of that. Super interesting to see that. And then Google's testing alternatives to the people also search for feature. This is spotted by Sachin Patel as well. And you can see here, they offer things like also search for next, related to your search and so forth. So Google's testing a bunch of things around that as well. And then Google's testing dropping the star reviews from the hotel knowledge panel. Generally, you would see the number of stars, and they'll actually show you stars. Now Google's replacing the stars with the website URL of the hotel, and the phone number of the hotel. This is spotted by Luke Pennycat. Nice find there. And then there's a report from SimilarWeb, which was provided by Brody Clark, that said pretty much almost all ChatGPT users use Google. Like if you go to a ChatGPT user goes to ChatGPT, they also use Google. But only 15% of Google users actually use ChatGPT. So they share this chart that shows that overlap. Pretty interesting data. I guess search is not dying, at least not yet. And then the EU over the weekend fined Google, or actually last Friday, late Friday, fined Google $3.5 billion over its monopolistic, anti-competitive ad tech business. And they told them if they don't act within a certain time, I think 60 days, they really need to divest that ad tech business. We'll see what happens there. Trump got angry and basically said, if you do this to Google, you'll be punished or something like that. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz Radio Recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, thanks to SimilarWeb for sponsoring. Definitely check out their Gen AI tools. Thanks again. Everyone have a great, safe, healthy weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.